There we go. Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Final Fantasy XVI. Last time we had one of the most amazing fights I've ever had in a video game. And hopefully we could follow up on that. Well, probably not today, but at least later. Kinda feel like they won't give us another icon fight for a while. I did swap on the Grace of the Inferno and the Breath of Wind accessories. I might try these cooldown ones for skills I really like using. I also upgraded Ignition, and Wind Up, and Titanic Block. Figure I should at least get the upgraded forms of the skills I use all the frickin' time. So next will probably be Aerial Blast and Wicked Wheel.
Walkways need
Welcome home, Sid.
What's up, bitches? Guess who killed another icon?
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
Clive, you're back. I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more. Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
Not that
One for the
long.
history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the Royalist movement?
What was with that pause?
Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian. Thank you. I will.
Seriously, Clive, why do you have so many pauses in your dialogue?
The conquering hero returns. And with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map?
You must have one hell of a map.
The Kingdom of Waloed claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies.
Has he done
Meanwhile,
anything
the
for his
Blight
Dhalmekian
ravages
allies?
great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands.
What untouched lands?
So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no
All the
attempt to
continents have
claim
been hit
the
by
mother
blight.
crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waloed standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalist betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
Isn't his domain
He's
like
really
the
throwing
furthest
himself
away from the
into this.
Walooters? Or is he trying to use his
Indeed
trade
he
connections
is.
for that?
Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports.
It's side quest time, in other
Well,
words.
not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Karen, Blackthorn, and Hoppercrace. Oh. How many new hunts? 4! Holy crap. Oh, that looked nasty. Mechia. These are C rank. The Katarine Dalmechia. Remokin. The Nine of Knives. John, Breaker of Worlds. Okay. In the Rosarian ruins. Okay. Really curious about that one. Our first S rank. Hey, Bookman. Have I got something for you to write down?
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh, my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
What kind of parents name their kids Crow?
A new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me.
Why do
I
you
need
have
to
so
know
many
what he
pauses
is.
in your dialogue, dude?
Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. and not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until
Well, I know it's probably your
my
final boss.
investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Thanks to Sid.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kupka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good.
I mean, we should still be doing
Starting to get
that.
a crick in my neck.
We still have the Empire and,
Don't let it
you
go to
know,
your head, though.
Waloed to worry about too. Although then again, I don't know why Dalmekia isn't responding in,
Well,
like,
don't just
abject
stand
terror
there,
and
dog.
horror. The Enhancer? Here's a classic sword. I think it's our first weapon that has, like, different attack and stagger rating.
You're rubbing
At
me
least
blind,
pushes
you
in, take a
know.
look at the thing. Huh. Looking very katana-like.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
What do you need? What do you want?
Huh. So we have, like, no new... Oh, I guess that's what the Earth and Fury's for, huh? Wait, Diamond Sword? White Worm Bone. Oh. I'm really not
best
getting
work.
that for a
That'll
while.
Yeah, that should do you.
Hmm. There's diamond armlets. Oh, hey! I should do have the stuff to make the Drake Slayer bracelets. Yeah, these are pretty much better than the
No
diamond gear.
scratches, right? And?
He cracked the crystal too? Joking.
I'm surprised there aren't, like, way more freaking out the fact that we've destroyed 3/5 of all the crystals in the world. If you'll forgive me for putting you and your dear uncle to the test, I am confident that a man of your position can understand the importance of earning one's trust, especially in times like these. For it is worth, you now have earned mine, and I can assure you it shall not easily be relinquished. May this be the start of a fruitful relationship.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Just spreading the word.
So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Off to Mid, then. As I awkwardly try to play with one hand while giving my doggo a good scratch under the chin.
If I don't
Oh,
come up
Fluffy
with something
bud.
soon. All right, Clive. What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise.
Final Fantasy,
Me and
the
my
Star
dad
Trek
designed it
reference.
together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together.
Oh god, behemoths are in this
Which
universe.
is
That
where
means
the
we're gonna have to
stack
fight
comes
one.
in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
Sounds important.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
Why haven't you gotten Blackthorn to help you out with this yet?
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
I think it's faster to go
Visitors
this
started
way.
reading books that don't have any pictures in.
There you are.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. I'd spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's Tates. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy, though. And I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here, will you?
Right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it.
Ooh.
As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
We're probably going after the
Make
dust.
your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with. You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
I guess Gav?
Gav, you're
He's
with
more
me.
combat-oriented, and Otto's better at working with traders,
Alright
isn't
then.
he?
So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalamil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supplier. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting him fleece ya.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him try.
In your own time.
Doesn't this feel like a better distribution of work than going the other way around? Yeah, before I forget. Gotta tell you stuff.
How good it is to see you, Clive. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
You haven't hit
subject
level
shall we
5
consider
yet.
today?
They're loading up everything. They're slowly filling, you know?
Did you learn everything you needed?
Some do seem to have, like, slowed down considerably. Mainly the bestiaries, since we aren't, like, introducing new monsters every other, like, area we go to. Well, more like it is every other area we go to.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
What were the Dalmekian hunts? Empty hovel. I should probably, like, actually try writing some of this down, shouldn't I? Alright. Hattery. Just off the sickle, the released from Dalamil to the Jaw. Lies a dead-end canyon in which travelers moving at night are wont to stray. Okay, so that is to the southern region. Such as for a feline most foul. Oh, it's gonna be like either a battle panther or a coral type. The daytime desert heat ever its own threat to life, and merchants ever mindful not to waste their last shards of crystals on the lighting of lamps. Only the monster's demise might save them. Near an abandoned village in the fields of Korava. Both down the mill off of the Sickle Road. Dead End Canyon. Now the hive has grown, so too has its hunger already. The stripped corpses of great beasts have been sighted in the vicinity. If the vile can be left to their own devices, the nearby settlement shall surely be reduced to naught by a collection of bleached bones with within a 12 moon. So, the Jaw. Many traders are wont to say a prayer for unwary travelers journeying from Dalamil to Drake's Fang, for there lurks bloodthirsty brigand. One appears to be more interested in letting the blood of his I guess bloodletting is a actual term. It's just like one of those kind of like, wait, oh, like yeah, right, that's a thing kind of moment. No, that he has any gill or goods he might plunder from their caravans. Or is it made safe again, then at least one traveler passing through the place must not flee but stand and fight. Finally, a fallen giant in the Rosarian ruins. Oh, and he has some side quest stuff for us.
How are you doing? Anything catch your eye?
We got one in Sembreak and one in Dalmekia.
Think you can help?
Guess we'll go do the Sembreak one. Well, at least pick it up first. Loading, I need to quickly use the bathroom. And I'm back. Sorry about that.
Good day to you.
Oh wait, nope, not up there.
It's all but spent. The crystals we get from the tail.
From the tail? Trying to remember which is which. Like, well, which one's the... I think the tail's the one in the Crystalline Dominion.
Clive,
Maybe it's the only one that makes sense.
is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises, My people fear that they are being watched. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
For great justice!
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
All right, I will. Right. Let's see what the people of the village have to say. I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
There's our first one.
You alright, Sid? Something on your mind?
There is, actually. Can I ask you something? Quentin tells me people have mentioned shadowy figures out in the woods. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Oh, that. No, sorry, can't help you. I heard the rumours, mind, from the lads working over at the vineyard, but none of them has seen anything either.
All right. Thanks anyway.
All over the place.
The crystals we get from the tailor all...
There you are.
Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone sharpening a sword.
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it, screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me, and I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you. Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet then. What do you say to...
Alrighty.
Shall we go and investigate?
We were gonna have to talk to everybody, but I guess not. Come, Ambrosia. Let's ride.
Faster!
And not that far, apparently.
You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape!
Black shields. Here.
You guys rock up on the wrong side.
Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
What's up, boys? Man, that really drove away in the freaking precision part of it. Guy over there just keeps on trying to heal, but I think he's too far away to actually do it. Hi, Mom. At least I didn't accidentally use up any, right?
Farewell.
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lost Wing? I need to warn Quentin. Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
Oh god, they're gonna kick me off Ambrosia the second we cross this threshold, aren't they? Yep.
No need to ride from here.
Clive, how goes the hunt for our sinister figures?
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Black shields. The Empress's former bloodhounds, though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me and those I care for. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. And all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to prepare. But if we are cornered, we have no choice but to bite back. And bite back we shall.
I'm sorry. You're going to need to explain. Who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lost Wing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth. I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
But then he turned into a dick.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family slaughtered. And he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lost Wing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades. and our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first. My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
I feel like there should have been a bit more to this quest. You assume we're gonna have a follow-up? I guess just not yet. So there's something new at the shop over here.
And what can I do for you?
Okay, she's got the cooldown reduction accessory for Raging Fists.
Come back again.
Alrighty, let's see. Options to work to here. Kiba. Kiba. Dog's trying to get under my desk.
My carpet.
Take a sniff, good sir.
Gone, just like that. And without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss.
Come on.
Please, will you see if you can find him?
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Now here's the sickle in the fields of Korava. Oh, it looks like all of our hunts should be in the south, it looks like. Once you go flat...
Oh, well.
Plates and pots!
No, I'm telling you, it's gone.
Faster!
Come, Ambrosia, we have a hunt. This area is fairly straightforward, at least. To the left is where most of the hunts look to be. I thought the S rank one is the frickin' Iron Giant, isn't it?
Another crystal.
deserve a rest. Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I?
Sure, let's go with
Certainly
that.
not a baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the Fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin, but I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Perhaps you could express yourself in your work. If you miss the Fang, maybe you could recapture it somehow.
Recapture it? I'm a baker, not a
doctor.
You know, you might just be right. What a fool I've been! I have to get back to the bakery right away. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. You've opened my eyes.
Okay.
Wait. Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
Alright, let's see if we can hunt down some monsters. And a bandit dude. I guess he's less bandit, more manslayer. Really hope if we have... Oh, hey. Oh, hey, there's the cattery. One of the monsters actually looks like he's a bit on par with us, like level-wise.
Alright.
Keeps fading in and out because it's not sure what the hell I'm doing here. There it is. It's Panther.
Play time for the pack, is it? Let me introduce you to mine.
The first group after You're actually gonna come down?
And then there was one.
Way too early. There we go. Okay, parry there.
Over here! We can win!
Oh wait, what? Oh, whoops. I was not on tight. Whoopsie doopsie. Wait, couldn't get my guard back up. That's not going to the dodge, you better.
You're finished!
Another one bites dust. Ooh, Grill King hide. Nice. Looks like that's one of the rare materials.
That wasn't too bad, was it, Torgal?
Here? There you
Good
are.
girl.
For the empty pen. Trying to pick this thing up. Roshi, you have one hell of a turning radius.
Time to fight.
Says who is it time to fight? Back here. Black blood and a very small amount of gel. Desert roses always seem to come in threes. I think this is the field area where I'm supposed to be. Korava. There's empty hovel. That was one of them, wasn't it? Empty hovel is where the bugs are supposed to be. Have the jaw written down for the other guy so I can't remember it. See where his stuff is. Oops. Big old cane there. You can catch me. Oh, whoops.
That'll do, girl.
Oh. Oh, is this just a no chocobo zone? Kiba. No. I promise you, dog, there isn't anything under there for you. Meteorite.
Come on.
I was just kind of hoping there would be like a to use later. Listing. Don't see no hive of scum and villainy here yet. Oh. Found him. Soul Stingers. Okay then. I'm sure that would get I can just get further away. Oh, I can't grab one. Okay. Notorious marks, nice.
Peace at last.
Faster!
We might as well check over here, see if we can find what was his name? The man killer dude.
You deserve a rest.
You lost, stranger. Wherever you're headed, it's back the way you came.
Fine then.
Let's go.
Yeah!
Still.
To the stables go.
Gas fist. Oh, come on. Is there no way in? Don't see any treasure in there. Aha. Yeah.
Come on.
Can't go that far into the jaw. Also, another thing about we didn't also check over in like the the hot spring like water source area where we fought the bombs before. The bath bombs. Oh.
Thanks, Gal.
I found him. Nine of knives. He's an A ranker.
My blade yet hungers, and so do I. Come, let's feast your flesh. Your feasting days are over.
You can't tell if he's actually trying something or getting you by football there. I was trying to heal. Damn it. Oh god, how far back could this take us? I guess totally off far. We were never this direction though. Whatever. Stay in the tornado. Really likes poison mist, doesn't he? He's level 38. Come on. Oh, hey, he transformed! Why is Tori not transform now? I cast fist. Lovely.
Those who kill for sport deserve no better.
Good Torgal. Think about it. Let's see. With Venegonder. I'm back. Does that mean, like, we're 60% done with the game, I guess? This kind of makes sense, given the fact that we destroyed 3 of the 5 mother crystals. Alright there.
The finest fabrics!
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found
Salty bread,
my
huh?
purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
Get a goblin coin. Yay. So, have we unlocked anything back here?
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
Well, no surprises there.
How may I help you today, Clive?
Oh, we're off the fire in our hearts. And they wish to change the world. If you actually take it upon themselves to do so, you are an inspiration to us all.
You earned this.
550, 2 meteorites. Yay.
All done?
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav?
Probably that direction, I'm guessing. Whoops.
Sorry to
That
keep
was
you,
close
Gav.
enough.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of the stuff lying about just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
What's that noise? That's right, this is such an MMO quest.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
3. Surprised some of it's so far away from the river. Figured it was like
that should be enough for
river
now.
runoff of some kind.
Let's see how Gav's getting on.
Pretty surprised that there doesn't seem to be way more panic going on around here, given the fact that Drake's Fang's gone, you know?
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Legend has it that a star once fell from the heavens and punctured a hole in the Nalmekian desert, sprang forth the fountainhead of the river Velcroy. Huh.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat?
I mean, we got nothing but time on the road, don't we?
Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Aw, we had a bro moment.
Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
Oh, that was oddly easy.
Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You know, it beats sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
cartoon
Give some
made.
breeze to the chocolate.
Mid hasn't been.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Mid, why is your dungeon so far from everything else?
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn
And again, I guess it
started
works
work on the
with
plating.
explosives, then yeah.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need.
Ain't that lucky.
What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
The parents clearly hated her.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown
this,
that
it sounds
fallen
like you're not too
ceramics are
entirely certain about
remarkably
this.
thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand.
I get it.
Said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
Of course it is.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Yeah. Kind of interesting that they don't, like, show kind of like the remains of the shattered crystals, you know? There's only 2 left.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
And of course, most of them busy dealing with that one side quest that we did earlier.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
Wonder how long it's going to take for the next part of that quest to pop up for us. Because, I mean, you know it has to, right? Always happens when I try to check chat. I immediately run into something and just keep running into a wall.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming.
You a lot.
The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Who are we fighting?
Anybody home?
That's an Aramon?
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Nice try.
Dang it.
Too slow.
And precision block the orbs.
Nice try.
Boom.
Awaken winds.
Oh, that goes through the block. Dead. No big surprise.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Oh? Increased strength tonic duration, huh? Those who have stood in battle can know its boon and its curse. I know, game. Alright, back to Mid again.
We're seeing troops amassing.
Well, no surprises there.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back, son.
A bear's plight. We are those who strive to lighten the burden borne by the crystal's curse, but if we are to survive the coming storm, we must stand together, bear and brother, as you have shown us. Brendan Northreach. As we get a really lame reward there. Equivalent of like what, 2,000 gil right there?
I think Mid might need some help tidying up.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Of course, you conveniently waited for this until you actually had me here to do it for you, huh? I swear, I love you to get back to my good graces.
Mid hasn't been.
Thanks to Sid, the man who...
Alright, there you are. Come on, old timer, we need your brain.
Harpocrates, do you have the moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's
right.
for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
The diagram made all the more confounding by the preponderance of question marks that blemish its border.
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next?
Would or be someone to ask about this? I
What
mean,
are
he
these
knows all about
notes
that
around
kind
the
of
edges?
metals and all that.
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of... pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames.
Quite a
Before
pretentious
the
name for
dragoons
that.
tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Okay. Where we get, like, the choices here kind of deal, you know?
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
I mean, I guess going on a shopping trip with my girlfriend
Very well.
would probably be a nice change of pace.
So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
Maybe we aren't traveling together?
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia.
I know.
Now, where's Jill?
Where?
There's talk at the glass. Keep them pilchards nice and chilled. I won't have...
Those Pepio nuts?
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the Pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Up! You'll
What's in
not find
garlic,
them.
eh?
Fresh cuts! Come and get them before...
You haven't much, but you're free to look. Ah, yes.
Alimentary alliums are a hallmark of classical Sabraquoid cuisine. So much so that it is a tradition for the Emperor to award honorary titles to those responsible for supervising their cultivation and preparation in the White Worm Castle kitchens, so-called Garlic Night among them. Is that a reference to
Always
Onion
welcome
Night?
here in Lostwing.
Dude.
Oi, don't touch anything.
The edible fruit of the Pepio plant is prized by chocobo breeders. Oh, actually, yeah. Is that the name of some of the breeding nuts? Although the superstition that it lends additional stamina is largely founded on its blushing, swollen form than any quantifiable results.
Go on. Take it.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and Pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool. But before we head back, would you walk with me a while? Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh!
You all right?
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive.
Although I seem to have a death timer going above my head ever since I got sick after the Drake's breath.
Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
Back we go.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Thanks to Sid.
So is it due yet?
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Talia how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end.
Almost time for the plot to begin again.
I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news.
I thought. And can get that up to level 2. Oh, increases the duration. Makes sense, I guess. Right. Pretty much all the main abilities I use upgraded. Not mastered yet, but baby steps and all that. I don't think about it. Is there actually anything off limits that means you? It's like I keep seeing that as I was running on by, and I never had the thought to actually try to enter Karen's shop from that way.
Mid hasn't been.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Do people like ever get tired of saying the exact same thing over and over again? Welcome to Corneria.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
The what now?
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Didgeridoo-dah to you too.
Stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
Say what now?
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
I probably have to talk to Mid again.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
And it's probably
Don't
gonna
you
be...
always?
Well, your boat's probably gonna be our way to Ash,
All right.
you know?
My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
All right, Clive. Asterix. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the Twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
I mean, there's only one way off this rock.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Obelus, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
She went that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry and all, are ya? I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obelus.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle?
My dear boy, my journey to Canva has been a resounding success. The friend I mentioned not only agreed to share the contents of his strongbox with us, but has considerable knowledge of the goings-on in the Free Cities, by which I learned of the endeavors of a certain young friend of yours. Though I, for one, believe Miss Telemon's project to be quite the valiant enterprise, I doubt the Canvarian authorities will take kindly to the unauthorized use of their dockyards, no matter how deserted. The rumor has already reached my friend, and may not be long before the guildmaster rapping at our door. If I pen you this note, I'd like to borrow your man Gav for a moon or two, that he might keep a watch on those who might mean our little French fellowship ill, and warn us of any impending attack. I trust that you will give this proposal your full consideration. Your loving uncle.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Wait. Why pop the side quest now?
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we'd do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Yeah, and why?
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought
Yes,
you might
no one
like to
nearly acts
disguise
like it.
yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
I'm surprised, but we're only still just considered an outlaw. I see that side quest there, and the +1s are what gives the good stuff. It's in our chambers, huh?
He cracked the crystal too.
Oh no, it's over there. This is just a different one. Holy crap. This up and drab Blackthorn out of the dumps the other day. Thing is, I reckon he's gone and thrown himself back in, judging by the droop of his jowls lately, so I'm thinking maybe it weren't just the leather that was on his mind. Maybe there's other demons jabbing their pitchforks into this private. You're a busy bloke, but next time you find yourself free, maybe we can go and ask the old bastard what's got him so hot and bothered, assuming it ain't just the forge.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Aye, something ain't right with that hound of yours. When it pleases your lordship, come pay me a visit at the toll.
What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Bone to pick. Okay. I was thumbing through the hideaway ledgers at Otto's behest and might have come across something that might need your attention. Maybe. By that I mean immediately. You know where I'll be.
Trouble with the ledgers? Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Obviously, I want the other, like, plus side quests to be more of a priority, you know?
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been
Almost
working
help the
him too
dog
hard,
out.
have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean?
Whoa!
Perhaps.
Oh, hello, Lycan. Thank you for that subscribe. How you doing? Yeah, you gotta watch out for them spoilers, right? But get to this quick, this game's awesome. Like, so much hype, you wouldn't believe.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady
Like,
Karen, he seems to
seriously,
have
the
lost his
boss fight I
appetite,
had in the last
which is
stream,
certainly a new
sweet
development.
Jesus, it was glorious.
She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late.
One of the
and she
hypest
believes
fights
it
I've
may
ever been
have
a part
something
of.
to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be
Or what
right.
I just said, what do you
Though not
think?
about his appetite. All canids are
I can't stop
instinctively
playing it
inclined
when
to
I
crack
can.
open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient.
I am
Frostwolves,
definitely
after all,
not trolling
habitually
about
prey
it.
upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser
Oh,
cousins.
it is so much better than
I don't
15.
recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Going back to Cressida, got
Even
it.
so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
I swear this game is like kind of like split into two different phases. The current phase we're in is like the side quest stuff, which plays out a lot like Final Fantasy XIV side quest kind of stuff. Then you have the main dungeons, which are basically Devil May Cry stages.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. the edge on it.
Alright, see ya, man.
You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon
it's gonna
like
be a
that,
katana,
and he'd be
isn't it?
halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you.
Nah, no. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an
Gotta
edge
get that
sharp?
folded Hanzo steel.
It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Alright, what are you sending me this time?
What you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Why can't we ask our good old desert hair friend about this too? He probably have some insight on it.
If you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Alright, let's go pick up the side quest over here then. Looks like it's down in Mid's dungeon. Then I guess we could also swing around and talk with Gout.
Well. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
I imagine Ty could get
Probably
some
give me
use out
some
of this
better,
element too.
like, potions and stuff
Distilling
out of
medicines
this.
and the like. All right. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day.
Of course.
Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame ain't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And good hunting, eh?
Weird science? Damn it, now I got that song in my head.
A
from my hand. Why do people misunderstand my intention? Weird science. Oh, right, this way. How convenient, right next to go. You're hunting for a bomb, King Kupo, so I have a billet that might interest you. Preparing for the rocks and break. Turned into a nearby wood, which she discovered the ruins of a fallen airship. Then them a beast akin to a great ball of fire chased her screaming from the grove. She later identified the creature in an almanac of echoes, but was firm in her insistence that the bomb she saw was near 10 times the size of the one depicted therein. Sam break the crock, huh?
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto might be listening.
Is this better?
I always, kind of mumble whisper when I talk anyway.
I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well,
Desiree over there thinks it's this is all awkward.
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
we owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rossfield's
Didn't he just
purse
recently
enough.
drop off
After
2,000
the king's
talents?
ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're going to make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure they will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well,
I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
Alrighty then. Oh, and we aren't allowed to go anywhere else yet. Because we need to do our first excursion over here, right? Always pet the dog.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
But yet more quests are available? What? I guess in this region. So we'll head to Northreach first. See about finding that Bomb King. Touch. Keep. No. Add fat, old food. Cellar. Where's this place? Heck?
There's two. How the hell is anyone supposed to afford that?
Said it was in Sam Break. There doesn't seem to be like a map location to match.
I
The heck?
want to see you again.
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion.
3 brilliant gemstones acquired and set aside by Sid for a rainy day. Now deems that day to have arrived, wishes to use the rubies to pay off 3 outstanding debts to Lady Carrot, Martha of Martha's Rest, and Isabel of the Vale.
Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Vale. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
Guys. Field, Eastwatch. Here's Weep. Chase. Use. Let's see. Bales didn't really sound like that location. And wait, the head of the Petas? What the hell's that? We can finish this side quest up and hand our thingy over to Martha. So we'll probably finish the side quest up with Gout over there. That's the wrong one. And I guess the Elder Antelope is up in this location too, isn't it? Wait, what? She's not showing up. The heck?
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts.
Yeah, I'm surprised she has
I
5
doubt
million gil,
it's what
honestly.
you were expecting. We were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway,
That's what were
why
you,
are you the one
moneylender?
here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do. Go will want to know the stones were delivered, if he's still with us.
We return to find his dead body. Of course, we have to, like, get all the way across the bridge before we're allowed to summon Ambrosia, right? Oh no!
Come on.
Yeah! I swear, Ambrosia, how do you do that? do wonder how the Fallen are gonna, like, matter in the end game of this. I mean, they gotta, right?
No holding back.
You gotta have something to do with it, huh?
But it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
Whoops, was a bit too far away there. Three spells all interact to keep killing things. Surprise dodge there.
Now. Will it be enough, I wonder?
Feed me. Aww.
I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Alright, that's 2 down. Ironically, we've done the 2 that were least important at the side
Noticed
quests.
you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
They maybe go off to places a lot together.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
Saying a behemoth or a quarrel, a bison, a minotaur, and an adamantite, what would be hard pressed to find a larger leg bone? This does not satisfy Torgal's ancestral hunger, chances are nothing will.
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one Icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the Icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
It's like he levels up his damage like I do.
He will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Ooh. We get an accessory to boost Torgal's attack. Even a legendary king surrounded by the realm's greatest knights and blessed by the very heavens would have found himself hard-pressed to unite the warring tribes of ancient Valisthea. Fortunately, he had the help of his fine and trusty hound Cowbell. What about my trusty hound Kiba?
Oh, I'm never drinking it. Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Hey, he still lives.
Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Gets a close, it falls on me.
Wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Roxanne Break. Imperial Chase. Okay, that's another clue. Ruins of a fallen airship. I remember reading the Imperial Chase on the map.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you like me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
I wrote it off on my taxes and all.
But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
A prince, are you?
So you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Cid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
You have, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sat up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Wait, what? Hey, flashback for Sid.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting.
How convenient I should notice this.
Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Well, that was probably one of the best side quests we've had so far. Sid's Goblin, that's going in, yep, in the display. Okay, so I think this is closest to the area we're looking for. Yeah, here's the Imperial Chase over here.
Fly, Ambrosia.
And we haven't been back here since we fought Benedicta. Oh, whoops. Yeah, you could actually want to turn off this way. Yep. Here, but a dragon Evis and some dragonettes. Okay, we found the Imperial Chase.
No need to ride from here.
Oh, it's Fallen Ruins we're looking for, right? Come on. No joy, single black blood. I'm sure someone's gonna show up here. It's a name location. Oh. There it is.
I can walk from here. Look what we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty.
What I got? Actually, don't know now. Okay.
Guess we're all ready.
Finally, I got a freaking look off. Well, this thing doesn't actually have a stagger bar. What the heck? Oh, whoops. GPUs. Oh joy! Oh crap! Oh god! Okay, they killed him.
Nice try.
Oop, level up. $35. Yeah, Vitality is definitely his high stat, isn't it? Bomb member. Figuratively, the smoldering soul of a bomb, given life by unknown magic, literally a very hot rock. Fortunately, there are myriad uses for such a thing.
Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. If Hawaii needs more than this, he can fetch it himself.
You say that, Clyde, but we all know that ain't true.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
He's gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Holy crap, someone's actually reacting to that.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
My, it is quite a distance though, ain't it?
Let's go.
Yeah!
We gotta traipse the whole desert just to get there. Isn't that always the problem with desert areas? They're usually vast expanses of nothing, which admittedly, you know, is what a desert's supposed to be. That doesn't make it enjoyable, even if it's accurate, you know? Almost there. Where's he got, big dude?
We've got company!
Maker?
Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
Oh! That wasn't it.
Slow.
Going on there. I was about to say, that should kill. What did you keep, huh? What's up, bud?
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamil.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Radim here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right. Speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Then I'd be telling you that?
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous
unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I
That's
think
because
his
you didn't tell
lordship
my
is
real
rather
name.
taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Back we go. Or this has been the side quest episode, hasn't it?
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better than that.
Slab of rock quarried on the southern continent. Its unparalleled hardness makes it perfect for sharpening blades forged from all manner of metals from bronze to adamantite.
A whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the Cursebreakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the Cursebreakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the Cursebreakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
He'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
What are the materials? Do we have it already? Why for that, Kiva? Are you whining over there? Excalibur? Okay. Well then, I wasn't expecting Excalibur. Masamune maybe, since, you know, it's obvious that it's supposed to be like the... Holy crap, I actually do have what it takes to make Excalibur. Some modern-day plays, such as the Adventures of Sir Crandall, have taken to embellishing the tale considerably. I do agree that long ago the nations of Valisthea were, for a short time, united under Stinkle King and his band of loyal knights. Whether or not he was indeed crowned upon drawing a plate from his nose is a matter up for debate.
It last you a good while.
Arthur existed in this universe, apparently.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Wonder what this universe is like. This universe's version of like Merlin would have been. Would he be a dominant? Which dominant though?
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
Hypothesize that the bomb's inclination to self-destruct during violent encounters is a form of collective preservation, akin to how a honeybee will sting a thread to the hive at the cost of its own life.
That's the stuff! And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the alembic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then, let's get this contraption up and running.
Sometime later.
There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that.
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit.
Oh, we just
leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from.
You know, when you say it like that, it sounds kind of suspicious. Same exact compound that was applied to the leather of this statue will be kneaded into the pair of boots that would surely become supple enough to accommodate a man with 20 toes. Nice. Damn! 2 extra potions and an extra high potion. That's like 100% more healing. Oh no, wait, no, that's... Well, without the upgrade, it's more like 80%. Well, I guess now it is closer to 100 than not, but anyway.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot. All yours.
But Skriger teaches us that to walk with the wretched is an act of greater good. Hard to accept this truth. The one could not rightly call he who follows this path an outlaw. Well then.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Imagine that's like the best version of the other cleric medallions
Fancy a
for
look at the list,
boosting
do you?
healing potions.
Quick look.
Get cart?
Think you can help?
A reference to Get Carter?
told me
There's a
she was
boomer ass
building a ship.
reference.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Is it business or pleasure? It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that.
If we can't get extra elixirs, apparently.
Is that all?
Oh, wait. We actually have a new letter.
He cracked the crystal too.
If you know, I ain't shed a tear in front of no one, not even my mother, and you won't soon catch me doing the like again. But please your lordship, we both forget about the whole damn thing. The Cid I chose to follow all them years ago is gone. There ain't no dragging back from the depths of whatever hell he stalked his way into. But his legacy that lives on, and you and everyone else in this hideaway sure as the sky is blue. At least I think it's still blue, and as long as it is, I'll be right here where you can count on me. Aww. Here's his goblet. Rex is undamaged in the attack on the old hideaway. Otto held onto the featureless clay cup to remind him of his lost friend, before giving it to Clive, knowing that Cid would have wanted the proud bearer of his legacy to have it. Alrighty. See if we can't do this side quest before we end tonight.
Run like the wind. This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Keep an eye on the sky.
Time to fight.
Only level 30 here?
So what do you think?
Straight home now.
We'd be lucky to make it out alive.
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead. And too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow? You think he'd be equal to the task?
Oh, no doubt. Assuming he's willing to hear us out.
I can hear you, you know.
Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's missing cart. You seen it by any chance?
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran, leaving his livelihood abandoned in the pass.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know the work of thieves when I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation, the bastards are lying in wait just down the road.
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to boldly brave an ambush.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Will you help us out? Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you promise to lend us a hand, at least you'll pocket a reward for your troubles.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway.
You've clearly got a fine head on those broad shoulders.
We're lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Boklad, Our merchant friend loaded his cart with as much as it would carry. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you keep your eyes open.
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the cart out of there myself.
No. You can leave the cart to us. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction. You do that, we'll take care of the rest.
I'm not sure I
Alright,
trust
moving
those
on.
two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take it.
Look either you lot.
Wake of the devil.
We've got guests.
These must be our bandits.
Oh my god, look at the giant freaking stagger just drop like a rock. Good lord, my stuff hasn't even had enough time to go off the cooldown. It's already getting dropped. Gotta love that move.
That's them dealt with. Now, where's that cart?
Just making sure there isn't anything just tucked off to the side, you know?
Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
Seems we've found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about. Here.
I'm just gonna keep talking kinda suspiciously.
It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again next time?
I see the Dalnecs lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least. The path continues on the other side.
Uh-oh.
Get him!
Oh, there was a frickin' Catherine. There we go. enough? Even more right? We've gotten like a third of what we used to make Excalibur back, because didn't it say you need 300 earlier? Waterfall. The final sin?
So this is Zemeckis.
Is this where the end of Final Fantasy X happened?
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here. These falls. Or so the legend goes.
Ultima? Was that who it was?
If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominants and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
Just bad gas. You don't want to stay downwind from me. Meanwhile...
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it. And I can think of none better suited to the task.
Yes, the boy who always seems to be airheadedly
There is
playing
other
with
news,
something.
Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh.
What?
Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men.
Holy crap, you can
They're
talk.
so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
And how smug y'all gonna be once we break your crystal? I mean, they didn't bring up anything about the fact that, you know, someone is breaking them at all. And they're sending Dion away at this important juncture? I did kind of get the feeling that, like, the Emperor kinda knew Oriflamme was gonna blow. Anyway, Oriflamme's crystal was gonna get wrecked, but it was also like, no, no. Now, let's face it only seems like Walloon has any actual, like, idea about us. Everyone, 3/4 of the mother crystals on the continent you're trying to rule have been broken. It's kind of gonna start getting worried about that.
His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end. refugees.
And they're all making for the crystalline dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing.
I was wondering why Dion was really in line for the throne. Because I'd be like, he is the inheritor of Bahamut and all that, but it's because he's adopted and not actually of the bloodline.
There are no crystals here.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he went.
Oh.
He was here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait.
Betrayal!
You're welcome anytime.
Just like the Chocobo stables. Oh, hey. An orchestrion.
If our new arrivals had brought anything.
I hear the brothers found another victim.
Well, look at the time. This is probably a good spot for us to leave off on. We have had our dramatic scene to end on. So, for pacing's sake, I have a feeling we probably will make an attempt, get repulsed for some reason, then have to figure something out and then come back later or something. And I guess we are getting into the end game, so who knows. I guess it depends on if the Empire or the Waloed are going to be our final, like, crystal dungeon, I guess. Either way, thank y'all for coming on out, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.